She's doing the interview.
I am live and on the go here with this man is a bad boy. I mean, I've heard of saxophonists, but you are a sexologist of sorts.
A saxologist.
Yes,
That's some new words.
Yes, Mr. Mike Phillips here on iHeartRadio. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm about to take that, put that joint on the T-shirt.
Right.
Word.
He shut it down. You have worked with the likes of Prince, Michael Jackson, all the great legends.
Yes.
How does it feel? I mean, because you must have started like when you were 2.
Nah.
Because I'm looking at you here.
You know what? I did the LeBron thing. I went straight into the pros.
Straight, yeah.
I graduated from high school and I was on the road with Stevie.
Wow.
And I was months later in Nelson Mandela's house with Michael and Stevie.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm just like, you know, that moment was so crazy that I really didn't absorb it. I was too busy wondering why I was there. So
yeah,
it's been a blessing. So when you can apply those things to your band and just understand that entertainment is cool, but culture is very important. So if I want to get into hip hop, I can't just be a hip hop entertainer. You got to understand the history of the Bronx. You know how they use the lights to put on the Bronx, the jams, African Bambaataa, Spoonie G, the Juice Crew. And if I want to dig deep in the in the jazz, you got, everything goes through Louis Armstrong. Yeah. You know, the Negro spiritual. Music went 2 ways. One, it was the blues. I don't know what I'm going to do, and the gospel. God is going to make a way. So. Yes. It's bigger than just entertaining, but I'm entertaining from a perspective of knowledgeable culture. And I think one of the things that happened, I like to make this analogy as a baby. When a baby is in the womb, it's connected to the umbilical cord. So you get all your nutrients.
Yes.
I think as a music community, we're severing ourselves, or we're cutting the umbilical cord to the culture. We can't get fed because we rather do something that appeals to today than do something that appeals to today that goes through by way of the culture. Yeah. So we're busy snipping our own umbilical cord. So how could we get fed Charlie Parker when we're not sitting at the dinner table listening to Sam Cooke or Ella Fitzgerald? See, that's the umbilical cord. Now the kids go up to their rooms, get on their iPads, and those moments where back couple generations ago when you used to sit down and listen to the same music at the dinner table. Yeah. That's why that generation walked away with understanding who Sam Cooke was. So I like to bring it all together and make sure that I'm entertaining, but the culture. So it's a lesson, but it's also being able to entertain within the context of those things that I dive into.
Well, you've really dived into it, and we love it and we enjoy it. You started out with many other instruments, and then at 16 settled with the saxophone. What other instruments had your attention prior to that?
I played the French horn, trombone. I thought the sax was a trombone.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I wasn't too knowledgeable about instruments, but I was going to play one. So sax was the closest to the human voice, where there's a level of expression and connectivity that I couldn't find with any other instrument.
Now, you became a voice. Unfortunately, a few years back, you lost your manager to domestic violence. What word do you have now? Because unfortunately, it's still going on. It's on the rise, unfortunately.
It is on the rise.
But you have a platform to be able to speak to that. If you wanted to speak to someone who may be going through domestic violence or going through that situation, what would you have to say to them?
I'd say, it starts with the boys. If the men that are hitting women, the men that are raising those men, we tell them to shut up or be quiet, stop acting like a punk. So what it is that there's no outlet for them to express their feelings. So I don't got no problem with my 3-year-old walking up to me, Daddy, I'm sad. Why? Okay, so now we're teaching them how to express themselves. Because when you get to a point where you can't express yourself and you're a male, you got testosterone. When you're with women can bring out the level of emotion that a man doesn't even know he has. Without the level of expressing or being taught to go through go through the process of understanding how to connect with expression, something happens and you're like this. Ain't nothing happening every time. And it gets to a point where you start swinging. So I think we need to, it's almost like a child. You can't give them a saxophone and tell them to play Charlie Parker, but you can give them a recorder when they're 3 years old. That's the process of expressing themselves so they can be fully functional. We talk about mental health, but there's some things that really, some habits that have to be implemented. So we can't just say, okay, we have all these bad habits and we created this path to a male not expressing themselves. And then at the end of the day, we look at this path and then we call it mental health, where we had the opportunity to raise our boys in a different way.
That's good.
So I like to get to the root of the problem. So, after I lost my manager, I served on a couple boards and I worked with Holly Berry and her endeavors, and along with Bobby Brown and his new one. Yeah, so the whole thing is I can sing and dance and entertain, but after the last note is over, you got to get out there and grind for it, whatever you feel is right.
That's right.
Because I'm not a musician. I'm a human that's a musician.
That's good. That's good. Well, after that one last thing, what's next? What else can we expect from the legend himself?
I wouldn't call myself a legend. I'm a
Phillips.
I'm a legend in training. Like I'm the legend starter kit. Just shake and drink and add water.
Oh, okay.
And you two can be a legend one day.
Oh, okay. That's all I need.
Yeah,
okay, good.
I got the starter kit.
Okay.
Put some add water, shake it up, and then drink it, and then walk around like you think you're a legend when you're really not.
Gotcha. That's how it works.
New record coming out called Pulling Off the Covers.
Okay.
I got Brian McKnight on it.
All right.
Stevie Wonder. A little bird told me that Patti LaBelle might get on it.
She'll be here in a few weeks.
Yeah. Raheem Devine, Avery Sunshine. I got a lot of people on this record.
Okay.
So the whole music community has been supporting me on this record. So I'm looking forward to
So we can look forward to how soon?
Yeah. Well, definitely fourth quarter.
Okay.
And then when it's time for me to come back out to Shane Park, I'm going to rock all them joints.
All right.
I'm coming back hard, too.
Well, we appreciate it because you totally floored the audience. We love your music. We love your dedication. We thank you so much for the art of music. And this is June, so it is Black Music Month. And you definitely have done the African American culture proud with your gifts and talents. So I thank you so much for being on the go.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's my duty to understand the culture. Let me tell you, music, and not just this one thing, music is so powerful that we can actually be dancing to the gentrification and the demise of our culture.
Wow.
It's that powerful. So we have to compartmentalize the message, where it's from, its intention, and the music that gets us moving. Because once you cross-pollinate all of it, you're dancing to, it could be sonic gentrification. You can look at the next dude that don't look like me, but oh my God, they're so great. No, he's just doing the Elvis. But we go crazy over it. So we gotta stop letting the gentrification of our music, where people are doing exactly what we're doing and they selling it back to us, and we're going crazy enough to acting like it's hotcakes. That's another subject. By iHeartRadio.
That was Mr. Mike Phillips on the go with Mr. Mike Phillips right here on iHeartRadio.